Hello guys, today we're going to be looking at the 2019 Ford Ranger. Now, the Ranger has been around for a little while. Well, they actually stopped production in 2011, and then they, of course, are going to recontinue it for the 2019 model year. Or at least that's what people are saying. And so today I'm just going to take you around the Ford Ranger, tell you what I think of the Ford Ranger. So, you could say that this is a Raptor and an F-150 hybrid, because I mean, it kind of is just a, I guess, mid-size SUV, or excuse me, pickup truck, that performs like a Raptor, but you know, again, looks like an F-150. Now, the Ranger, before they built this one in 2007, was a really light-duty pickup truck with just light-duty capabilities that nobody really wants to be bothered with. If you want a pickup truck, you want something that can haul hundreds of pounds, not maybe just 105 pounds, maybe, 1,000 pounds or whatever. It can tow stuff. And the 07 Ranger, or previous year Rangers, couldn't do that. And so now, they've ramped up the towing capabilities, they've ramped up just really the whole car. It doesn't look or feel like a 2007 Ranger. It would probably fit in with an F-150 or a Raptor. But it's a pretty decent looking car. I can't complain about the car at all. It's got some really good Ford characteristics to it that are of this time. 2011 Fords had the stuff that are in the Fords now, but the Ranger, no, it was well behind its time. And that's one of the reasons why people weren't too keen about buying one of these cars, the Rangers. Because you couldn't haul anything. They were really underpowered, and they were, aged. They didn't age well. And so, you don't really see too many of those Rangers on the road. Yeah, sure, you'll find some Rangers, but most people who want a Ford pickup, they get an F-150 or a Raptor. If they want something that can do the work. I mean, they may even get an F2 or 350 if they really feel it's that important to them. And so all I'm saying right now is that the Raptor has really upped its game from being just this little blobby thing that nobody really wanted to being something that people actually buy, because Ford is very much aware that their Ranger in 2010 and 9 weren't selling. They weren't. They were sales flops. One or two people for every 6 cars bought them. Or at least in the state that I live in. But I really just want to go over how the Ranger has evolved in the last 6 or 7 years, because I guess they really took all of 2012, all 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017 last year to making this car. And now in 2018, they're going to go and they're going to sell the car. Hopefully, it will actually sell. And maybe it can be so popular that the F-150 would have to do something to compete with it. Maybe. But the Ranger wasn't that good of a car in its last years. a 2007 Ranger or a 2009, they weren't looking like the competition. They were flimsy little 100-pound towing machines. That's about it. They were probably really sluggish, underpowered, and yeah, they didn't age very well. But now you're looking at it in 2019 or the 2019 model year, and you're saying, oh, that actually looks like a 2018 or 19 Ford. It looks like a modern Ford should look like. Because I promise you, they didn't even really change anything in their model years for the Ranger. It just looked like that. And that's not the only vehicle that Ford made that did that. The Crown Victoria did that. They are really bland, awful cars. And hopefully the Ranger can make a strong reboot to being what I believe it can do. And just looking at it on the outside, I believe it's got some capabilities that you really don't think of, but we're about to see. So here's the interior of the Ranger. It looks more like a 2018 or 19 Ford should look. So I'm going to show you a picture of a Taurus or something, and then I'm going to show you this picture. So here's the Taurus, and then here's the Ranger. So Taurus, Ranger. Taurus, Ranger. They are more similar than, say, a 2011 Taurus and a 2011 Ranger. They are. And so they went from a light-duty, wimpy little pickup truck that could barely tow anything to this masculine truck that can probably tow a Ranger inside of it, a 2007 Ranger inside of it. And so I'll say that they really have stepped up their game with the size of the Ranger. But now it's not just the size that we're worried about. It's more. Is it more modern? Does it have stuff in it that a 2019 will have? Let's see. It's got this nice little backup camera right there, navigation, everything right there. And it's even in a desired manual. Look at that. That's something that you usually don't see. That you wouldn't see in a 2008 Ranger. And it still is a little bare, but again, if you put this against the 2011 Ranger, we are looking pretty good there. But the Ranger is bigger, it's more bulkier, and it's got more things than the 2008 or 9 Ranger, you know? It doesn't just feel like it's made specifically for work, because at least if you're going to get a pickup truck, at least get it so you can have some enjoyment out of it. It doesn't have to be the most comfortable thing, or even comfortable as a luxury vehicle, but it can be something. It doesn't have to be bare like the last generation Ford Ranger. It doesn't have to be that bare. It doesn't have to, because I feel like that one is just strictly for work. You can haul some stuff in it, but that thing is strictly for work. You don't really go out of town in a Ranger. You really don't go grocery shopping in a Ranger. At least these are more practical. And that's why I'm going to say a lot of nice things about the 2019 Ranger. They've really decided to do what they need to do with this Ranger. And I'm glad they didn't completely wipe it off to extinction. But they did put themselves in a bind here. And so now I'm a little bit scared for them as to where if this thing is going to sell or not. Now it might, but at the same time it might not, because it's a Ranger. People say, oh, the 2007 Ranger, you may only be able to tow 25 pounds, so I don't know if I should get this. And so I'm going to say this to civilians who are looking for a pickup truck. At least try this before you go out and start criticizing the Ranger. At least try it. Don't assume because the old one is like that the new one's going to be like that. You can't really assume like that. It might not be like that. It could be the best thing you've ever driven, the best pickup truck you've ever driven. And so, if I were going to go buy this car, I'd at least give it a chance. Yeah, so 2007, it probably doesn't have this. Has 87 horsepower. Wow. So, I don't know if I should get this one because it's only going to have 87 horsepower. At least give it a chance. It might do 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It's something. This isn't just a Ranger anymore. It's got some stuff that you want in a Ranger or your pickup truck. And so, again, this was a 2019 Ford Ranger. I hope you guys enjoyed and